Piagentino Jr., and I am the Media Director for the Leo Ostebo Kings Park Heritage Museum. On behalf of myself and the museum officers and trustees, I would like to welcome you to the Randy Reeve Memorial Jazz and Gospel Festival at the Leo Ostebo Kings Park Heritage Museum. We are now in our 31st year of operation since the museum was founded by Leo Ostebo, and to date, it remains the only school-based museum in all the United States. Tonight's event is a celebration of African American heritage through jazz, and we are excited to have the Perfect Pitch Project Jazz Ensemble, the Kings Park High School Jazz Band, and the William T. Rogers Middle School Jazz Band here during Black History Month. You may want to follow tonight's performance in our program. If you need a copy, hold up a hand, and our interns will pass one to you. There we go. A few housekeeping items before we start. Please take a moment to ensure that you have silenced your cell phone. Also, please note that there are emergency exits on either side of the stage, as well as the back of the auditorium. Restrooms are located in the hallway, with a handicapped accessible restroom on the right, the ladies' room on the left, and the men's room down the hall on the left and around the corner. At the request of the school, there is no food or drink allowed in the auditorium. We'd also like to call your attention to additional Heritage Night events that will be hosted here in the coming months. March 21st at 7 p.m., we will host a celebration of Hispanic heritage, presenting an acoustic evening with Nick Sassano and Linda Miller's a tribute to the iconic crossover Latin divas. A promotional flyer is available on the table in the hall. Coming in April, we'll have a celebration of Polynesian heritage, and May, we will host Greek Heritage Night. And looking forward to the next school year, September will be Irish Heritage Night, followed in October by Italian Heritage Night, Asian Night returns in November, and American Heritage Night next January 2026. Dates and times are available on the schedule in the hall. A special thanks to the Kings Park School District Board of Education, the RJO Intermediate School custodial staff and security for their support of these Heritage Night events. Also, thank you to the museum volunteers and interns. Also like to let you know that tonight's show will be recorded and available on our website, kpheritagemuseum.net, in the weeks to come. If you get a moment, please visit our African American Heritage Showcase down the hall. It has been specially decorated for tonight's show. Francis Wells Randy Reeve was a beloved teacher, composer, jazz musician, and philosopher whose influence on Long Island's music community spanned more than 5 decades. A graduate of Columbia University with a degree in music composition, Randy dedicated his life to mentoring musicians, teaching piano and composition with a deep passion for creativity. More than a teacher, Randy was a guiding presence in the lives of his students, instilling not just a love of music, but also resilience, grace, and understanding. His Fort Salonga home became a haven for jazz lovers in the 1970s, with his improvisational clinic, which evolved into the enduring Jazz in the Living Room series. His kindness, patience, and deep resonant voice left an indelible mark on those who knew him. The Randy Reeve Memorial Jazz and Gospel Festival is a tribute to his lasting impact, celebrating the music he cherished and the spirit of community he fostered. Through this festival, we continue his mission of bringing people together through jazz, gospel, and the joy of shared musical expression. The William T. Rogers Middle School Jazz Band is a premier audition-only ensemble designed for students who are passionate about expanding their musical abilities beyond the traditional school band experience. This talented group of young musicians explores the rich and dynamic world of jazz, learning about improvisation, swing, blues, and other foundational styles that define the genre. Under the expert direction of Christopher Zatorsky, the band not only hones technical skills, but also fosters creativity, collaboration, and a deeper appreciation for jazz music. Throughout the year, the ensemble showcases its talents at school concerts, community events, and special performances like this one, bringing the timeless energy of jazz to a wide audience. By participating in this prestigious group, students gain valuable experience performing in a more specialized setting, challenging themselves musically while building confidence and teamwork. The William T. Rogers Middle School Jazz Band is more than just an ensemble. It's a place where young musicians develop their passion for jazz and share it with the world. Chris?
featuring our whole saxophone section, first of all, and one of our trumpet players, Jose Subiaga-Juban and Paul Falco. We have one more selection for you tonight, another classic from the Great American Songbook, made famous by Nat King Cole and several others. This is It Is Only a Paper Moon. On it, we will again feature our trombone section at large, and we'll hear some solos from Amelia Ennis and one more from Jose. Thank you very much for coming out tonight.
The Kings Park High School Jazz Band is a vibrant and talented ensemble of musicians in grades 9 through 12, dedicated to exploring the rich and diverse world of jazz. Under the expert direction of Ms. Sherilyn Chustek, students have the opportunity to develop their musical skills, focusing on improvisation and the expressive elements that define jazz. Through rehearsals and performances, members gain confidence in their ability to create melodic and rhythmic passages, enhancing both their individual artistry and their ability to collaborate as a cohesive ensemble. The band's repertoire spans a wide range of jazz styles, including traditional big band charts, swing, blues, rock, and Latin arrangements, allowing students to experience the depth and versatility of the genre. Rehearsals begin in October after school, providing ample time for musicians to refine their technique and interpretation. Their hard work and dedication culminate in an exciting Pops concert at Kings Park High School on May 1st at 7 p.m., where they showcase their growth and passion for jazz. Whether performing timeless standards or modern arrangements, the Kings Park High School Jazz Band continues to inspire audiences with their energy, creativity, and love for music. Sherilyn?
in honor of Jazz in the Living Room. If you walk through the high school hallway, we have plaques of different teachers, different musicians who came from Kings Park School District who inspired our students over the course of years from the 1970s up till present day. There is a plaque and dedication to Reggie there. So in memory of him, we're going to perform one of his favorite pieces called Watermelon Man. Our final piece is titled Mr. Twister. It borrows some rhythmic charts from rock and roll influences of Chuck Berry and the early Beatles. We hope you enjoy.
High School Jazz Band.
I just want to announce my soloist before we go. Nas Amar on drum set. And Spencer Soler. And of course, another amazing round of applause for these amazing kids. Thank you all. Have a good night.
We're going to take a short break while your headliner sets up. One of America's greatest art forms, jazz. Inspired by the vision of Art Blakey's jazz messengers, this dynamic octet is composed of seasoned musicians who are not only performers but also composers, producers, and educators. Collectively, they have shared the stage with legendary artists such as Jimmy Cobb, Barry Harris, Benny Golson, Dizzy Gillespie, Wynton Marsalis, Aretha Franklin, and many more. With Grammy nominations, prestigious awards, and performances at iconic venues like Carnegie Hall and the White House, their artistry is undeniable. Rooted in the rich history of jazz, Perfect Pitch Project pays tribute to the enslaved people of Congo Square in New Orleans, whose rhythms and resilience gave birth to this extraordinary music. Whether you're a jazz aficionado or simply a lover of great music, their sound transcends boundaries, offering a unique and unforgettable musical experience for all. Ladies and gentlemen, the Perfect Pitch Project.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We want to, first of all, thank you for welcoming us back so warmly. This is our third year performing, and for us, it really is an opportunity to come back and get reacquainted with old friends, Lois, Joe, the staff here, catching up with what's going on with them, job opportunities, travel, new grandkids on the way, and it really warms our hearts to be able to come back to an environment where we're treated like family, and it's wonderful seeing old friends and making new ones. We also want to give credit where credit is due, and in that regard, that is the middle school and the high school bands. Having the opportunity to see them year over year and to see the improvements and the progress that they've made is really gratifying. We do this as a labor of love because it's something that is passionate to us. But to see the youngsters and to see the progress that they're making, it's our hope that we can have the opportunity to pass on to a successive generation the love cultivated for the greatest art form, the most indigenous art form here to the U.S. And it's gratifying to us to see the kids coming out and performing and cultivating that passion. So we're absolutely grateful to come out and to watch them perform and to continue to chart their progress year over year. Now, so, the reason why we have come back this evening is because it is time to close out Black History Month. As you know, February is Black History Month, and on this 28th day of February, last day of the month, we will close out Black History Month by exploring a pillar of Black history, which is the greatest American art form, jazz. Now, jazz is a pillar in Black history as it originated within African American communities and became a powerful form of cultural expression. It provided a platform for Black musicians to innovate and to share their experiences, struggles, and triumphs. Jazz also played a crucial role in the civil rights movement, serving as a voice for social change and bringing people together across racial divides. Jazz is considered the greatest American art form because it's indigenous to this country. It originated here in the United States, in Congo Square in New Orleans, drawing from African American musical traditions, spirituals, and the blues, along with European harmonic structures. It is known for its improvisation, complex rhythms, and expressive melodies. Jazz has helped spawn many other genres such as blues, rock, R&B, and hip hop. It also deeply influenced funk, soul, and even aspects of classical and electronic music, and it's a symbol of creativity, freedom, and cultural exchange. Makes it a defining aspect of the diverse American experience. Its roots and evolution are deeply tied to the history and the culture of the United States, making it a distinct and original American creation. So, on this day, we celebrate Black History Month by paying homage to this greatest of American art forms with some of its legendary music as performed by our talented ensemble. And we will also provide a brief biography on either the artist, the composer, or their influence on Black history. So, our first number is Janine. Janine was composed by Duke Pearson. Duke Pearson was a talented jazz pianist, composer, and arranger who made significant contributions to the jazz genre, particularly during the 1960s. He worked extensively with Blue Note Records, shaping the sound of modern jazz and influencing many artists. His work helped bring greater recognition to Black musicians and composers, contributing to the broader cultural appreciation of jazz as an art form. His compositions and arrangements have been influential in jazz education and performance. Next up, our spotlight is on Hank Mobley. Hank Mobley was a renowned American jazz saxophonist. He was known for his smooth tone and his sophisticated style. He played with Art Blakey's Jazz Messengers, and he was a key figure in the hard bop movement. Mobley recorded numerous albums for Blue Note Records and penned the classics such as Soul Station. So at this time, we are going to allow our tenor saxophonist, Mr. James Elmore, to take the lead on this Hank Mobley number, and this song is entitled, This I Dig of You. We will have solos by our guitarist, Mr. Steve Horton. We will also have a soloist, our drummer, Ms. Camille Gaynor. So we'll have two solos on this one. And now, This I Dig of You. flute, James Elmore on tenor saxophone, Steve City Hook on electric guitar, Julius Chen on electric piano, and Ms. Camille Gaynor on the drums. Our next spotlight is on Frank Foster. Frank Foster was a prominent jazz saxophonist, composer, and arranger. He was best known for his work with the Count Basie Orchestra. His contributions to Black history included advancing jazz music and broadening its reach. His work helped highlight the talents and contributions of African American musicians, enriching the cultural tapestry of American music. His contributions to jazz are immense, and he's celebrated for his innovative compositions and arrangements. He composed and orchestrated material for the Carnegie Hall Jazz Foundation over his 60-year career. He received 2 Grammy Awards and was nominated for 2 others. He also composed and arranged for the Jazzmobile Corporation of New York, the Lincoln Center Jazz Orchestra, the Metropole Orchestra, and the Dad Jones Melvin Lewis Orchestra. He is the subject of the 2010 film, Shiny Stockings. And at this time, we are going to play his arrangement of Shiny Stockings. This is a big band arrangement. We'll have the whole ensemble chip in on this. pianist, Julius Chen, is going to take the lead on this. Just to provide some background information about this particular number, it is entitled Skylark. And Skylark is a beautiful ballad written by Hoagie Carmichael with lyrics by Johnny Mercer. Now, while Carmichael isn't specifically tied to Black history, his collaborations with African American artists and his contributions to American music are noteworthy. Hoagie Carmichael collaborated with several notable African American artists, primarily Louis Armstrong. These collaborations help highlight the cross-cultural influences that shaped Carmichael's music and the broader jazz genre. So, as mentioned, we're going to have our pianist Julius Chen take the lead on this ballad, Skylark. We will also have a solo by our flautist, Mr. James Elmore III. This is Skylark.
descend. We have a flute solo by Ensemble.
Next up, we move into the hard bop era. And this particular song, Moanin', was composed by pianist Bobby Timmons. Bobby Timmons was an influential jazz pianist and composer. He was known for his gospel and soulful-infused style. He was a key member of Art Blakey's Jazz Messengers and the composer of classics like Moanin', That There, and This Here. And his soulful touch left a lasting mark on the jazz world. This is Moanin'. we are going to feature our trombonist, Mr. Charles Ward. He is going to perform a trombone ballad that was composed by the great J.J. Johnson. The song is entitled Lament. Lament's ballad by J.J. Johnson is absolutely touching. He himself was a legendary trombonist, composer, and arranger who played a significant role in advancing jazz. He was a pioneer in bebop and helped elevate the trombone as a solo instrument in jazz. Born in 1924, he was one of the first trombonists to adapt the bebop style, bringing a new level of virtuosity and technical skill to the instrument. He played with many jazz greats, including Miles Davis and Dizzy Gillespie, and his work as a composer and band leader left a lasting impact on jazz. ships and were subjected to mindless atrocities. And music was the way that they were able to get through the day, to have hope for continued existence for them and for their families. The blues number that we are exploring is going to be led by our guitarist, Mr. Steve City Horton. This particular song is entitled Stormy Monday Blues. It was written by T-Bone Walker. T-Bone Walker's birth name was Aaron T-Bone Walker. His nickname, of course, is derived from his middle name. He was a pioneering American blues guitarist, singer, and songwriter. Key figure in electric blues, he's best known for the hit that we're about to perform, Stormy Monday. Walker's innovative guitar style influenced countless musicians and helped shape modern blues and rock. Without further ado, we will have Steve perform Stormy Monday. We will have a solo by our pianist, Mr. Julius Chen. Stormy Monday. Now y'all understand why I enjoy playing with these musicians so much. We are going to be respectful of your time. It is 8:45, so we are going to leave the rhythm section out here on stage, and we're going to move to our last two numbers of the evening. The first of which is All God's Chillin' Got Rhythm. This particular song is a jazz standard from 1937. It was written by composers Walter German, Bronislaw Kaper, and lyricist Gus Kahn. It was actually composed for singer Ivy Anderson to perform in the Marx Brothers film, A Day at the Races. So we're going to leave the rhythm section out. Our pianist, Julius Chen, is going to take the lead on this. We will have solos by our bassist, Mr. Aaron Caceres, and our drummer, Ms. Camille Gaynor. Without further ado, All God's Chillin' Got Rhythm. Julia Shen, and Perfect Pitch Project Rhythm Section. Regrettably, this brings us to the time that I hate the worst, which is the last number of the evening. However, before we get to the last number, I would like to take a moment, if you'll please indulge me, so I can give you a bit of information regarding the magnificent musicians I have the honor of sharing the stage with this evening. We are going to start first and foremost with the horns. On our far left, on baritone saxophone, we have Miss Carlene Douglas. Standing directly to my right, my brother in brass. This is a trombonist who has studied with Robin Eubanks and Steve Teray. He's also a longtime military musician. On the tenor trombone, Mr. Charles Ward. In the rhythm section, we have our pianist. Our pianist has studied and performed from a very early age. He's a native of my home borough of Brooklyn. He's performed in various groups and at venues including Birdland, Jazz Standard, and Smalls Jazz Club. He is a graduate of the University of Rochester, and he is one of the most talented in-demand pianists in the New York City area. The bundle of energy that masquerades as our guitarist is a singer, songwriter, R&B, and contemporary jazz artist that has either written for, recorded, or performed with the great Roy Haynes, Marcus Miller, Lenny White, Kenny G, and Najee. He is the eponymous leader of his own group, Steve Horton and Friends. On the electric guitar, Mr. Steve Horton. Our woodwind specialist is an educator who has studied under the tutelage of Bob Stewart, Sir Roland Hanna. He's studied with Bobby Watson, and he's taken master classes with members of the Lincoln City Orchestra. He's performed at Carnegie Hall, at Lincoln Center, and at various clubs, venues, showcases, and festivals around the United States. He has also performed in the United Kingdom and in Germany. Tonight on tenor saxophone and flute, Mr. James Elmore. The heartbeat of any ensemble is typically the drummer. Our drummer is a very special one. She began drumming at 11 years of age. She went on to study with Keith Copeland and master drummer Michael Carvin. She has worked with such luminous artists such as Diana Ross, Roy Ayers, Roberta Flack, Gene Carn, Chuck Mangione, Christian McBride, Monifa, Heavy D, Angela Goldfield, Joan Jett, Kellis, JT Taylor, Cindy Lauper, Alicia Keys, Wayne Brady, and is currently, I believe, the constant drummer for Candace Springs. On the kick is Camille Gaines. Our bassist is a composer who resides in New York City. He's currently a freelance and session musician. He graduated with honors from the New School of Jazz and Contemporary Music in 2016. He has studied with luminaries such as Reggie Workman, Alexis Cudrado, and many others. He has performed nationally and internationally, such as places like Jazz at Lincoln Center, United Nations, Webster Hall, the Westport County Playhouse. He's performed in Sao Paulo, Brazil. He's performed along artists such as Robin Eubanks, John Faddis, Dave King, Bill Watrous, and many others. He has also made appearances at the Monterey Jazz Festival. He's toured the USA, Europe, Asia, and South America. On the double bass, Mr. Aaron Caceres. I'm Ty Morris. I play trumpet and flugelhorn. I have had the privilege and the honor to lead this Ensemble. This is starting year number 9. It's been a labor of love, but I get to do what I love, and I love what I do. I play with world-class musicians that are better people than they are musicians. And every time we get together, it's an absolute joy to play with them and to learn from them. And we appreciate you again having us out for the 3rd consecutive year. It's an honor to come out and to perform for each of you, and we thoroughly appreciate your vociferous support. Thank you. And with that, we have arrived at our final number of the evening. This song was composed by Benny Golson. Benny Golson was a legendary jazz saxophonist, composer, and arranger. He was known for his distinctive sound and composed numerous jazz standards recognizable to many, such as I Remember Clifford and Killer Joe. Golson played with jazz greats like Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, and he had a profound influence on the jazz world through his innovative compositions and performances. This last number is entitled Along Came Betty. The horns are going to take the lead on this. We will have solos by our tenor saxophonist, Mr. James Elmore, our pianist, Mr. Julius Chen. We'll wrap up with a solo by our bassist, Mr. Aaron Caceres. Along Came Betty.
Alex, Sal on the lights, and Connor on the video. Once again, I'd like to welcome you back in 3 weeks on March 21st for Hispanic Heritage Night. That will be with an evening with Nick Sassano and Linda Miller's tribute to iconic Latina divas. There's still time for you if you'd like to visit some of the rooms in the museum. And I'd like to thank you all for coming, and please get home safe.